No.
Action! Season 3, Episode 1! Holy crap, Paul! How do you do it? How do you do it? Folks, I drink a lot. All you are doing is seeing a snippet of our life at 7:30. We could put the camera on, and it just rolls like this all day long. 7 days a week. This is what we do. Okay, not exactly. We're having some fun, and you know what? Rolling it in. Season 3, Episode 1. So I was trying to think, how do I start this off? It's the new year. It's 21. And then I thought, let's look back. Look back in history, because you know what? 100 years ago, this was the decade of the Roaring 20s. Are we going to see that? Here's why I think we could. So you know what happened in 1918 that ended in 1920, right? Spanish flu, pandemic, yeah, horrible. It was ushering in the Roaring 20s where everybody just got drunk for 10 years. Folks, we've got it already started here. We're getting you there. We got the Roaring 20 already. So let's just keep it going. Blue Monkey, Quarantina. Yeah. Speakeasy. Yeah. That was a Roaring 20 thing. Folks, I'm just telling you, we have been ready for this. And there are some similarities. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next decade, because here's the funny thing. So the Roaring 20s, those, again, that came right on the heels of the Spanish flu. And here's the crazy part. What else was going on in the 1920s? Prohibition. So you had prohibition. So let's be clear. You weren't allowed to drink, yet it was the wildest, partiest, booziest time in American history at that time. We're going to beat it. So I went back and looked, and sadly, we've done a lot of those cocktails already, but there was one we haven't done yet. Yeah, the bee's knees, baby. Yeah, this was the epitome. This was a great Roaring 20s drink. So when did it happen? So here's the thing. It was definitely created during Prohibition. It was a pure Prohibition cocktail. The problem is with Prohibition cocktails, we don't have a lot of history because it was illegal to make cocktails. So what happens is we have books afterwards, and we have people making claim for it. One of those people making claim for this drink was Bill Boothby. He wrote a cocktail book, and his cocktail book was basically world drinks and how to mix them. Well done, Boothby. And in it, he had the bee's knees. Problem is, there was another cocktail book that came out, Frank Meyer, and in his cocktail book, the history. The history of mixing drinks. He also had the bee's knees, and he made claim for it. He's from was in Paris. Boothby was in San Francisco. If you go by the date of the book, Boothby wins because he published in 1930 and Meyer in 36, but we don't know. So we're just going to say it was created in the 20s. It was a great drink, and the bee's knees. So first of all, let's just talk about the name. So I will tell you, historically, and when I say that, 10 years before the 20s, the term bee's knees actually meant something different. It meant something small or insignificant, because a bee's knee would actually be very small and insignificant. But they put a play on it. And in the 20s, anything that was the bee's knees, because they had these, flappers, right? This is what they did. The bee's knees was something that was just fantastic. It was top of the charts. It was, it was the thing to do. And so the bee's knees was, we have a question.
Was it like the cat's pajamas?
It was. In fact, that was another term that was out there then. Yes, we've got interaction. Yeah, so you had the cat's pajamas. You had the eel's ankle.
What?
Yeah. You had the snake's hips. Yeah. All this stuff. All these idioms of phrases. Oh, yeah, this was great stuff. But back then, you had to know your onions. Yeah, that meant to keep up with current events. You had to know your onions. Unless you were some dewdropper, That was a slacker. And then, but let's just be clear. Everybody was getting plenty of giggle water. That was the booze, the alcohol. And yeah, so here it was. So let's talk about the drink. So the drink's not a tough one. And it's got gin. A lot of Prohibition drinks are gin-based. And it was because it was the easiest one to make. But it was bad. It was bathtub gin. It was really wretched. So these, bartenders, they started figuring out ways to make it taste better. So adding a lot of sweets and everything, that's the bee's knees. That's where it came from. Now, here's the thing. I don't want you out there being some sort of blue nose saying that they don't like gin. So blue nose is somebody who's uppity and they don't like to partake in alcohol. So don't be that blue nose. Everybody always says, "Oh, I don't like gin. It tastes like pine and it's juniper and it's so spicy and I don't like." Get off your high horse. There's a lot of different gins. You just haven't tried enough of them yet. Now, I'm gonna tell you this. There are lots of gins out there. I'm gonna tell you 4 flavor profiles of gin so you know what to look for. So the most common gin out there, and this is not the gin chart. This is special edition stuff. I'm just giving you a breakdown. The most common gin out there is basically a London Dry. So Bombay, Tanqueray, all those are all London Dry gins, based gins. So yes, if you I like them. I think they're great. Some people don't, because it's that juniper spice. If you don't like it, you're not gonna like gin. Here's the thing: there's other ones. If you don't like that one, you may want to try a Plymouth gin. So a Plymouth gin. Now technically, a Plymouth gin has to be made in Plymouth, England, but there are a lot of knockoffs and styles, and that is lighter juniper and it's more earthy, so it's going to have a more subtle flavor. And then the third profile that you might want to try, which is what we're going to use tonight, Old Tom. So Old Tom, completely different. It's still got the juniper, but it's a heavier citrus and it's even sweeter. If I was going to tell somebody to start gin to become an alcoholic, I would tell you to go with Old Tom. That's where you want to get your alcoholic roots off of it. And then the other one is Genevieve. Genevieve it's a gin, but it's basically a malt wine base, but made with juniper. But the problem, they also use rye instead of plain grain. So it's actually got, a lot of people will say, a sweetie, almost a scotch, bit of a flavor to it. So it's almost like this cross of a gin and a whiskey and even a vodka. It's kind of very, anyway. Those are, Paul, there's only 4? No, there's like 100, but I'm just giving you the 4 that you can focus on. Tonight, Old Tom. Paul, if it's so good, once again, season 3, you're still not making drinks very quickly. I'm going to try to get quicker at this, I promise. But I just enjoy my time with you. That's all I can say. And I hope you enjoy your time with us. Okay, so easy drink, ice, coming in with, not that, Old Tom, 2 ounces per. Again, you can even, if you smell the Old Tom, it's more of a citrus forward than anything. Delicious. All right, so 2 ounces. And then 2 for Shelby. All right. Next thing we're coming in with honey syrup. Now again, honey syrup. Paul, I don't have honey syrup. Well, you can make it. Could I just put honey in it? You could, but it's really hard to mix honey directly with a liquid, especially on ice when it's cold. So the idea is half and half. Take half honey and then half water, equal parts. Boil it. Don't boil it. Put it on low heat, and just put it together. It takes 5 minutes, and then you end up with honey syrup. Throw it in a bottle. And we're going to go just about half an ounce per. And then there's only one more ingredient. Only one more ingredient. And that's fresh lemon. Lemon juice. We're coming in. We're going to go with 3/4 ounce per. There's that one, and there, folks. The only other thing that you need, and I mean, how can we start off 21 without our daily dose of immunity from Emergency? Emergency. I don't know if you saw it. They actually were on the when they dropped the ball. Emergency, saving lives, and right here. Not sponsoring our show for another year. Thank you, Emergency. Give it a little sprinkle of that. And then, folks, that's it. Coming in, give it a shake. The bee's knees. Yeah. Telling you, folks, this is the good stuff right here. Best giggle water you're going to have. Yeah. That was the thing. So, I don't know if you noticed that they were drunk all through the 20s, because these sayings that they had, they're horrible. I mean, what are we going to come up with? I'm telling you, we're going to have some really bad sayings. All right, so save that. Come back in. We're straining into some nice coupe glasses. Look, don't those look like, those are screaming 20s. Those are like flapper girls right here, you know? I think that's how they did that. Lung pour. And then
Those look prettier than I thought they would.
well, prettier than folks. Of course they're pretty. Hold on. We garnish. We're gonna garnish it with just a nice lemon twist. Oh. One for me, one for Shelby. Deliciousness right here. Zoinks. Folks, there it is. Quarantine bee's knees. But how is it? Season 3, Paul. You still got it? I mean, you had a break. Are you still, is it still good? I don't know, I'm a little nervous. Oh, yes. Well, you still got it. Boom! There it is! Folks, that's delicious in the glass right there. The bee's knees. Now, I will tell you this. This drink, it's not just Jake. This is the Hotsy Totsy. And a few of these, I'm telling you, you're going to have yourself ossified. Yeah. Cheers.
Chink.
All right. So that was a 1920 slang. I know. I'm just into it. I'm going to get some stuff here. So this isn't just Jake. It's not just okay. And it's the Hotsy Totsy. It's the top. It's the best. And a few of these, it'll get you ossified. Get you drunk. Yeah. Mm.
Thank you for those descriptions.
Well, I didn't want to leave people hanging. I didn't want people looking up going, what's ossified?
I feel sorry for Jake from State Farm now.
Well, now you know. Jake's just kind of ordinary. Folks, there it is. And we are back. Are you ready for this? It's Sunday. Now, we're not here Wednesday. You're humping yourself on this next Wednesday. Yep, it's a self-hump Wednesday going forward. I don't even know what you're doing. But next Sunday, 1 week, we're back again. Episode 2. I hope you're in, because we're not done. I've got 140 bottles of liquor that I got to clean out of this place. So, yeah, that's not a lie. And then it goes, yeah, underneath. Yeah, folks, we got to clean it out. That's the goal. We're finishing liquor out. And then I'll have to buy some more, and it's a horrible, horrible roller coaster. Merry-go-round is what it is. Just right. Folks, you're done. We're done. Are you done? Okay. Sunday night. Cheers.
Chink.
Love you guys. Bee's knees, baby. Bee's knees. Happy New Year. Enjoy it. Oh, by the way, I did go with the new T-shirt. Bunbury. And I'll tell you what, Bunbury, that was the real bee. That was the bee's knees of a concert. And I'm hoping it comes back this year. All right, folks, cheers. Good night. Love you.